So are you ready to spread your message? In this video, I'd like to introduce an online training course like no other to help you do just that, to spread your message to the world. To help you spread your message, I introduce to you my husband, Pastor Dave of Firebrand Ministry. He's an apostolic preacher, pastor, teacher, and prophet of the digital ministry, Firebrand Ministry. My name is Teresa Croft. I'm a ministry marketing consultant. My passion for the last 6 years has been to help people like you harness the power of the internet for preaching, promotion, and profits. I'm the author of the book, 6 Market Plan Steps for Ministry Marketing. So can you understand the heartbeat behind this passion? Dave and I, we were joined together and we call it the 3 M's. That is, the mission is the ministry to the ministers. Yeah, we want to see you go on your way to use the tools that God has given you to harness the power of the internet. Now, we have a story to tell. Everyone has a story. When Dave and I were just married, he was doing his thing, very successful with his business. You bet. He was making money while I was giving birth to my daughter Anna and my son William. And of course, Dave, even though he had a calling early on, he got caught up in the rat race of trying to stay ahead, trying to see the business continue to grow. Now, myself, I was at that time an announcer for over 15 years at a Christian radio station. It was pretty awesome to be able to work, take my kids into work even. Yeah, ride my Harley Davidson to work. Just be able to live life even amidst the ups and downs, the trials and the stresses of life. Now, we had some lessons to learn amidst living and literally going through the fire of someone burning our house down. It was amazing how going through something like that was just a culmination of pain and struggle. In the midst of all that, if that wasn't bad enough, my husband's company was stiffed for over $225,000. So out of the ashes, literally and figuratively, came a couple who knew they had to meet at the cross to bridge the gap caused by the stress, strain, and devastation. As Dave was fed up with dealing with his anger and frustration, I was fed up with being locked in fear and doubt. So we met at the cross and came back together to do what God had called us to do. That is the mission of the ministry to the ministers. Dave quit his job, folded it down, and went into fasting and praying, went into full-time ministry. And I might add, doing that without any support from a church or a local group. We were now a couple, tried and tested by the fire, still trusting God and living on faith for our provision. After I retired from the radio station, I did start and continue a pursuit in video production. I started to spend countless hours of ministry marketing and marketing principles. Started my husband's Firebrand Ministry, a digital online ministry. It was really quite exciting, as our heart's passion was to see people like you have freedom to serve God. Serving came in the form of firebrandministry.com, godsmediatv.com, while Dave began ministering right where he was at with social media at Facebook, and I continued sharing more with ministry marketing principles. We produced and packaged Dave's Reformation series. I wrote the book, 6 Market Plan Steps for Ministry Marketing. Our heart's desire was to help you spread your message, to be part of God's media army. So we believe the time is now, that the harvest is ripe. We're encouraging you to speak. The world is listening online. We want you to use your gifting and anointing to take advantage to those people. It's time for harvest. So the question comes, how do you harness the power of the internet for this kind of harvest? You may know it's out there. You may wonder how to do it. You may be frustrated because you've tried many other ways. Well, we have a training program that's going to focus on a lot of different things. Let me share one quick marketing concept that we teach in this program, and it's actually something you can use right now for your ministry. I call it the 3 to 7 Website Wonders. It's to help you spread your message to the world. So check this out. You have your blog, okay, or your website. what should it accomplish? The number one thing that you want it to do is it's got to have content. The best way to do this is to provide a how-to video right on the home page. Now don't let the word video freak you out. It's really quite easier than you think. That's going to be a main thrust of this training. We're going to show you how easy it can be, and you don't always have to be on camera, so rest assured. Alright, so the second and the third thing, these are the main things. On that front page, you've got to have a way to capture your leads. Capture those people who want to hear from you. Of course, you build a list, gives you something to communicate, but you have to give something away of value. We're going to show you how to do that. Okay, now what should be on that website? Let's go on to the next thing. You have to provide a way for your website visitor to purchase or book you for speaking, book you for preaching, buy your book. It's key. They've got to have a way right away on your website to get more of what you have to offer. Some of these are going to repeat, but this is crucial. Well, number one, you have to have an automatic main video of value on that front page, and not just a hi, this is my website video, something where you're sharing of content of value. Maybe you're a marriage counselor, maybe you're a preacher, you have a special anointing and you want to share it. It's a free giveaway is what it is. Number two, in that opt-in box, that is something of value in exchange for your email and your name. We can show you how to do that. It's not as difficult as you think. And of course, you need an About tab so they can go to your bio page. Now, I don't want you to get overwhelmed. The 7 items that need to be on your website or blog, it's a system that you can do step by step. So what else? A contact tab to be able to contact with you. You probably have that. And then once again, a repeat. You want a tab, a product, a service, or a seminar, whatever it can to lead them to get more of you. And I have to say number 6, social media links. Yes, that means you need to set up a Facebook, a Twitter, a LinkedIn, and a YouTube. You think that sounds overwhelming. Step by step, you can do it, and we'll show you how. And even show you how to have those tabs set up on your blog or your website, if you haven't figured that out already. Simple steps. And finally, number 7, have a tab that shows your belief, a statement of faith or what you believe. I just think that's crucial for nowadays since there's so much out there. Let them know who you are and what you believe and what your message and anointing is standing on. So that may sound great, and you may want to just go ahead and go out and try and do that, but can I just save you some pain and share with you some mistakes to avoid? Number 1, I don't want to see you throw a lot of money out to get this done. Take advantage of free applications that are out there. We can show you masses of free applications. Believe me, I've learned as I've gone through these years of training. Don't set your website up with bells and flashes. If you really want to know if you've got a cutting-edge website, have someone who is a teenager or at least someone under 23 to look at it. They'll tell you in a heartbeat whether or not it's something that will immediately, someone will be attractive. Do participate on those many tables of media from social media. You know, it's not just like you're set up a website and hope people to come. It's like going to church and then afterwards you have that social gathering where you eat. You don't just grab someone by the neck and say, come home, let me share with you. No, you get to know them, you minister them to, you add value, then eventually you invite them home. That's your website. So is all of this possible, or am I just mumble-jumbling and it's saying like, well, that sounds great, but where do I begin? Well, I want to share with you that this can be done step by step with an easy-to-follow training, on-air webinars, how-to videos, and simple steps to follow. I want to see you be able to do this quicker instead of like me going through 5 years, 6 years of struggle and pain, to be able to do it systematically, step by step, so you can learn and avoid some of those pitfalls. I know you're a person of on time schedules, you're busy. You think, I still can't do this. Well, we're going to give you access to a member-only site, so in case you missed a webinar, you can catch it there and find the link, or in case you just want specific training for the moment, I need YouTube training, so you can find it inside the member site. We know life comes at you quickly. We want to make it easy for you and safe for you to go into a site and be able to learn step by step with precise methods, even through either through a twice monthly webinar or through videos that show you how to do it. We want to get into your hands the book, 6 Market Plan Steps for Ministry Marketing as a Guide, so you can go ahead and learn what we're going to be teaching you and even implement some of the strategies. It's based on the 6 C's, a strategy for online success. The 6 C's are: create an online presence, craft content of value, communicate with those people that you're regularly talking to, convert them into followers of you who buy your products, which leads to C, cash in. You are worth the wisdom you impart. You are worth the message that God has built into you. And of course, the final C, Christ. Keeping Christ is the foundation. That's what sets this training apart. Kingdom training in the midst of basic ministry marketing training. So these are basic steps you can follow. Now, what is this going to cost? Well, if you were to go through the secular way, something like this would be price ranged anywhere from $997 to $3,997. I understand that you don't have the Brendan Burchard, if you know who that is, and be able to price tag it. But I want a special price just for you because you've been hanging in there with these teachings for so long. You're part of God's media army already. For introduction prices, I want to lay this at 3 levels that anyone can afford. Basic steps at a basic price that you can take advantage of. You know, I really believe someone is waiting for you to follow these steps because they're waiting for your message. They're waiting for your anointing. They need to hear from you. So what are you going to do? I say it's time to spread your message. Speak. The world is listening online.